Hello again. This is Dr. Kyre Adept, and I'm speaking about the first book in my spiritual integration series. It's called The Spirit of Intelligence. Now, my teacher, Dorothy Espio, always said that the glory of God is intelligence, and intelligence is truth and light. And above every glory is a higher glory, which means that above every truth is a higher truth, above every light is a higher light. Now, she was specifically referring to the way Geotran looks at the data that your system is storing, your personal truth, which is organized on rings, which is digital in nature, and which is read by light. So all of these components have to be compatible, have to be operating at the level that you want to be operating at, or preferably even a little higher. It also means that above every truth, there's a higher truth. That means the truth looks different according to what level you're functioning at energetically. And nowhere can we see this more than in the overall energy structure of the universe. Now, in this particular volume, I've taken strands from several different ways of thinking or perspectives about how the universe operates and how human beings operate, both individually and en masse. The first one is, of course, Geotran, the language of all possibilities, because I had 20 years training in Geotran, and it's the way I look at things. Now, in Geotran, we look at the human system in terms of inner biocomputers, and these computers can develop glitches or miswirings or all sorts of other problems. And when that happens, the person either ends up running a program they don't want to, or eventually their computer will crash and they will end up having these mystery illnesses that we see so many of these days. I put this together with Ken Wilber's four-quadrant theory and with Cowan and Beck's spiral dynamics theory. Now, Ken Wilber's four-quadrant theory says that everything is a holon. And my teacher, Dorothy Espio, also very frequently talked about holon theory. And holons are part wholes. Yeah? So a molecule is whole and complete in itself, but may be part of a cell. And a cell may be whole and complete in itself, but it's part of an organ. And an organ may be whole and complete in itself, but it's also part of, say, a human being's glandular system, and which is in a turn part of the whole human being, and that human being may be part of other more complex wholes according to gender, according to nationality, according to any of these differentiating features that we may be seeing on the human level all the time. At the same time, minerals, for instance, form part of the substrate, the parts, in fact, of plants. And at every level that we go up, we have increasing depths of consciousness, and we also have emergent qualities. So minerals exist in the physical, but that's about it. That's the height of their qualities. Whereas plants, for instance, have life, which is an emergency quality more than just being in the physical. And animals have life and also the ability to move, for instance. So there's an emergent quality over both plants and minerals. And humans have life and the ability to move, as well as the physical reality of minerals, say. And they also have a level of consciousness, of self-awareness, that is noticeably, markedly different than animals, for the sake of discussion. And yes, we can look at all sorts of gray areas about porpoises and what have you, but we're not going to. So, in holon theory, as Ken Wilber experiences it, there are four quadrants of experience that all arise simultaneously. So there's the I and the you, the we, or the I that is internal as well as the I that is external, and the we. So the point is, there are both internal and external, individual and collective modes, and every holon experiences all of these, and in fact has 4 basic directions of movement, which are transcendence into more complex wholes, dissolution into constituent parts, agency, and communion, which speaks about the relationship of a holon to other holons that are on more or less the same level as itself. So we look at those aspects. And Wilbur himself was fascinated by Cowan and Beck's theory of spiral dynamics, which talks about cultures increasing in complexity and therefore in their depth of realization of self-awareness and emergent qualities. Cultures doing this in a very similar way to how individuals develop mentally and emotionally, and to an extent spiritually. So in the Spirit of Intelligence, we're looking at all 3 of these strands to see if we can throw some light on the nature of the universe and how we humans function within that universe. Find out more details on my website, drkyre.com. That's drkyre.com. Thank you.